Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel MD in the Making, and today we're looking at 23 lessons at 23 because guess who's 23? So we're looking at things I learned throughout my life, and we have a guest today. We have Quintyn and he's from Nigeria. So welcome him everyone.
Hi.
Hi. So we have 23 lessons to go through. So let's start with number 1. And what I do personally, I learn from my friends. So some of these lessons are what I learned from people around me. So number 1, I got this one from my friend Valicia. Whatever God does is well done. There is no purposeless pain, and God has our best interests at heart. He does all for His glory and our good. Meaning that whatever God is doing, we may not like it, we may not agree with it, but it is well done. God knows what He's doing, and He's doing it to glorify Him and for our own good. God has your best interests at heart.
Yes. What you said makes so much sense, because I feel like some people expect so much at once, right? But that's not how it's meant to be. God gives you what you need. Like, you pray for what you want, but God gives you what you need. At that point in time, God is like, okay, you're like, oh, God, I want this, I want that, I want this. God will see everything you've prayed for and be like, okay, from what I can see, my child, you need this the most. So I'm going to give you this first. Then you need this next. I'll give you this. I remember when I was small, I was praying for a dog. I was praying for a cat. I was praying for every single pet there was in the world. But when I got home that weekend, I saw my dad bought me a dog. I was like, oh God, thank you. I know you knew this is the one I needed the most, because that was what I actually wanted, and that was what God gave to me. Because I know the cat and the fish I was saying I wanted, and every other pet I said I wanted. When I was young, I wanted every single animal there was. I wanted to become a veterinarian, so I wanted every single animal as a pet. But I felt like God gave me what I needed: a companion for like my childhood days and everything. So yeah, God gives you what you need, not what you want. You might pray for what you want, but God knows you, and He'll give you what He feels is best for you, what you need.
And sometimes when you don't get what you want, it may hurt you a lot. So I always say that to myself: whatever God does is well done. It may be hurting me, it may be painful, but whatever God does is well done. If it was for my own good, and if He saw that it was good for me, He would have given it to me. But if He takes it from me, or if He withholds it from me, means that He sees ahead that this thing is not good for me.
Or you're not ready for it yet.
That's a good point. Or He sees that it's not time for this yet, so just wait a while. So yeah, that's a good point actually. So number 2, this one hits a lot with me too, because personally I care a lot about people. And I don't like when I treat you well and you don't treat me well. Meaning that, for example, I'm giving you this amount of
attention, emotion.
Yeah, basically I'm giving a lot in our friendship and you're not giving me back the same thing. I don't like it. Like, there's a way that I want to be treated as your friend, and there's a way that I treat you. So I don't expect to be giving you 100% and you're giving me 50%. It's not nice if but let me finish the lesson first. So this one says, people can be unreliable and let you down. And meanwhile, I'm saying this too, I'm also saying that we should give people grace, and so you should be gentle with people. Understand that persons may have things going on, but at the same time, just a caution that people can let you down. People are humans, they can let you down. And in line with that, number 2 continues to say, be prepared to show up for yourself when others don't show up for you. For those in the back, be prepared to show up for yourself, because many times people will not show up for you.
Yes, and about what Ashanti has just said, like, people will I feel like people will let you down. So anytime I'm asking someone to do something for me or to help me with something, I'm not really going to put all my eggs in one basket. Not because I don't trust you, but because I've been disappointed so many times. At this point, let me not just expect everything from you. So what I usually do is I expect the worst from everyone. So if I'm asking you to help me with something, I expect you're not going to help me do it. So I already have a backup plan for everything I'm doing. Everything I do, I have a backup plan. if my backup plan does not work, I have a backup for my backup. If the third one does not work, then I know I'm cooked. But but other than that, I feel like sometimes, right, you do so much with people, and you're like, okay, I know this person have my back, and when you need their help, they just let you down. That's just so disappointing. Or not even needing their help, you just want them to turn up for you, like just to be there to support you in one of your many ventures in life, just for them to be part of that celebration with you, and then they don't come on time, they don't come up early enough, or they come when everything is over. It's so disappointing. It's such a letdown. Like, people should be better. That's what I just have to say. People should be better.
Quintyn expects the worst from people, but for me, it's like, I look at it this way: you may do it or you may not do it. So I have it in mind, okay, I asked you to do this, you may not do it, so I prepare in case you don't. But for some specific persons who I know that they have a very low chance of doing it, sometimes I keep trying with them, but I should do better. But I try to give people more and more chances, but And number 3 now, be willing to show up for others as much as you want them to show up for you. Because yes, I want you to show up for me, but I must be willing to show up for you too. I've learned that too, because I know that sometimes I don't show up when I should. So I'm saying to myself, you want others to show up for you, so you must be able to show up for them just like how you want them to show up for you.
Yes, like if you have a friend, right, sometimes you don't actually have to always be there in person. It's just like a thought that actually counts, because sometimes, oh, you might have a friend that is doing something, he might not invite you, but just be there to say, oh, congratulations, I saw this and that, I'm so proud of how far you've reached, how far you've gone. The person will be like, oh wow, the fact that you're living your own life but you remembered me, it goes a long way, because it shows that you actually care about that person, and then that's just strengthens that friendship. It goes a long way. So it's the little things that count, it's the little thoughts that counts, a little show of compassion here, a little show of, oh, I won't be able to make it, but then I will try my best to make it. Or if you're not going to make it, right, at least tell me you won't be able to make it, so I know that, okay, yes, something came up and you were not able to make it. I don't like the fact that I keep waiting on you and I'm like, okay, this person is going to make it, they promised me. When you promise and you don't keep your promises, I hate that, because I feel like there's not a lot that we're human, there's not a lot we can do, but the bare minimum we can do is keep our word. If you can't keep your word, there's nothing you can keep.
And communication is important, so even if you can't show up for me, just communicate and let me know that. Just communication, just like, okay, you won't be able. I understand that everybody has their own lives. We're adults, persons are working, persons have school, persons have their own problems, and nobody's world revolves around me. But at least communicate, let me know that, okay, this is how it's going, so and so, I won't be able to do so and so. Communication is very important.
Yes, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as you're saying, let me know what's going on, because I feel like, yes, I might have something going on in my life, right? But you might have something else happening to you at that point in time, and I will understand if you can't make it for me. You might be going through a lot, I might not know that. But if you tell me that, oh, you won't be able to come up for this because this and this is happening, I will understand. I have a friend that like, I can't remember what happened, but she was going through something, right? And then it was my birthday, but she said she can't make it, and I completely understood, because even me, if I were going through that, I will understand if my friends can't make it for something. If I expect my friends not to like expect me to show up for some things for them, because that's what I'm going through is just so deep and so important to me, right? And I expect, like, okay, you can't expect them to show up for you all the time, but sometimes, even if they're not going to show up, there should be compromises. Like, okay, you won't be able to show up, but I promise next time I'll be there, and next time you just show up no matter what happens. Like, it just makes up for everything. And even if you don't tell the person on time, let the person not be hoping for you. I cannot be praying for you to come. God, people in this life, they'll be stressing.
tell you. And number 4 says, don't be afraid to speak up. And one thing I realized in life, when I left home, it was in like, I'm not finished with number 4, we'll finish it, but I left home in like 2022. I was maybe like 19 or so. And you know, I'm a gentle person, I'm a very soft person. But when I started to learn about life, I realized that I need to have backbone. Because when people know that you're soft, they will try and take advantage of that, and you have to speak up for yourself. Because this world, some people are just, I don't know, you have to have a backbone. Don't be afraid to speak up. And normally me, I don't like problems. Sometimes when I'm having issues with my friends, so for example, you did something to me and I don't like it, I will not tell you that I don't like it, because I'm saying, okay, I don't want to cause an argument, so I'll just brush it off. And then that's not a good thing too, because sometimes I said it will make me bitter, because there's something that you did to me, I didn't talk to you about it, so secretly I'm starting to get a little bitter about it. Okay, you did me this, so
yes. And as you were saying, if someone does something to you and you don't say it, it just keeps building malice in you, like
unintentionally too.
And the worst part is that the person that did that to you, right, because you didn't talk about it then, the person thinks that, oh, everything is forgiven, everything is okay. But deep down, you know, you did me dirty. I'm coming for you.
Quintyn.
I'm coming for you. But you did me dirty, right? You didn't apologize. I'm not going to talk to you. Let's just live our lives, right? But if we talk about it at that time, it should be fine, because at the end of the day, it's all about saying it. If I do something to someone, the person says it to my face and tells me, oh, you did this, I was like, okay, I understand, I'll try to do better, I'll not do that again. But if you don't tell me and I'm like, oh, is everything okay? And you're like, yeah, everything is okay, we're good, or you don't even talk about it, I will automatically assume that, oh, everything is okay and we're all good, right? But deep down, along the way, maybe one day, it just keeps piling up and piling up and piling up. Then you just break one day. You just be like, oh my god, do you remember that time you did this? Do you know you never apologized? Do you remember this time you did this? And then the other person on the receiving will be like, wow, you had so much to say. Why didn't you tell me all these things? Because I feel like we could have walked through it. We didn't have to like reach the tipping points, right? So sometimes it's just good to say everything as it is at the moment in time.
That's true. And we're still at number 4. Don't be afraid to let others know when they've done something you don't like. And let me comment on that one first. I have a friend, I know she won't mind if I say her name, Ashley. So for example, I did something to her. It's not like I intentionally did something, but like, for example, I did something and she didn't like it. She will come to me and say that, oh, I didn't like that you did this and it made me feel this way. And then now I know that, oh, I did something, so I can say, okay, I'm sorry about this or whatever. So don't be afraid to let others know when they've done something wrong. And the next thing is, don't allow people to treat you anyway and brush it off. And the same thing I'll say, like, sometimes persons will do something to me and I say, okay, I just let it go, because I don't like problems. Me, if you know me, I don't like stress and problems. I just brush it off. But don't do that. Don't allow persons to treat you anyway and just brush it off, because it will continue if you don't say something about it. And there's one thing I don't like as well. I know that sometimes persons are in a bad mood and they will treat you badly because they're in a bad mood. That's not an excuse. Because you're having a bad day, that doesn't mean that you have to take it out on me. Because you're in a bad mood, that's no, yeah, because you're in a bad mood, that doesn't give you an excuse to be unkind to me. When I'm having a bad day, I don't take it out on you. So when you're having a bad day, don't come and take it out on me. Go home and sleep it off.
That's what I usually do. When I'm angry or I'm having a bad day, I try not to talk to anyone, because I'm like, if I talk to you, I'm going to regret what I say. So if I'm having a bad day and someone asks me, am I good? I'm like, no, but I don't want to talk about it. Please, let's drop it there. I don't want to start saying, why are you disturbing me? I'm telling you I'm having a bad, like, let me not project this video on you. You're innocent. Please, for my sake and yours, let's not go there. Let's just leave it. So that, because when you sleep and you think about everything, you calm down, you become rational, right? So let's try not to act in the moment. Let's try and calm down, please. Thank you.
And we're at number 5. Having highs and lows are a part of life. Be present in the good moments and bear through the bad ones. knowing that it will pass. It's just a moment. It's a part of life, and it's impossible for it to last forever. Meaning that it's just like sometimes I'll be high, sometimes I'll be low, sometimes I'll be low, 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 low. Sometimes I'll be high, 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 high. So I tell myself when I'm having a good moment, I tell myself just enjoy it. And I also keep in mind that bad moments will come, because life isn't perfect. It's like you have bad moments, and I've had bad moments. I said to myself, okay, I've had, for example, if I'm having a bad moment now, I'll say to myself, I've had this bad moment before and it passed. So this bad moment I'm having now, it will pass too. It's impossible for it to last forever. So just tough it out. Suffer out the bad moments, it will pass.
Yes. So me, right, what I try to do is I follow this mantra, these two shall pass. Because like, okay, you're having a good time, right? You have to remember that, okay, bad times are coming. So yeah, enjoy that good time, right? And keep the memories of the good time, because when the bad time comes, it's the good times that help you to get through the bad times. And when the bad time comes, just tell yourself, this too shall pass. Just tell yourself honestly, I'm having a bad day, this will pass. Just remember, okay, yeah, there were good days. Like anytime I'm having a bad day, I just remember when I was in like GS2. Because GS2 was my best time. GS2 was all vibes and jokes, because it was like one of the best times in my life. Or when I was in primary 4. Primary 4 too was nice. So I just try to remember all the happy memories, because when you remember all the happy times, right, they help you get through the bad times. So yeah, that's just my take on that.
And oh yeah, I wanted to say something else too. I have this thing on my WhatsApp status. It says that this too shall pass, just like a kidney stone. So if you go to the doctor and you have a kidney stone, if it's small enough to pass, they will tell you to drink enough water, and it will just pass it up when you urinate. So this too shall pass, just like a kidney stone. So we're at number 6. Be yourself. Don't try to fit in or make people like you, and never ask for a seat at a table you were not invited at. If you were valued or appreciated, you would have been invited to the table. Sitting alone will be lonely, but at some point you will find others sitting with you. You want to go first?
Yeah, okay. So basically, right, I feel like sometimes we try to fit in too much with people, because we're like, oh, I'm alone, I need friends. Let's try not to do that, because you might ask someone, oh, you're doing this thing, and the person does not invite you, right? It will hurt you. Oh my god. I remember one time my friend went out, two of my friends went out, right? It hurt me. But I also noticed that, wait, the person that they actually were going out for, I didn't know the person, so it might have felt weird for them to invite me, and I understood. Sometimes you don't actually have to belong, right, for it to be okay. Because at the end of the day, if you try to force yourself in, it's like you're begging for that, you're begging to be part of that thing, and they'll feel bad, and they might let you in. But behind your back, God, see, human beings, diabolical. Bro, human beings are the most evil people I know in this life. They might let you in, but the things they are saying behind your back, oh my God, you'll be like, wow, that's my friend. Like, you'll be like, that person, I thought that was my friend. And the reason why that happens is because you try to force yourself in. Try not to like force yourself in. Don't try to be accepted. Like, if someone can accept you how you are, that person is not your friend. And the person is just two-facing it. That's your enemy, bro. Run. Flee from evil, bro. Flee from those type of people. It's in the Bible, bro. No.
Well, for me personally, you know that we're in Dominica now. So I'm from Jamaica. So when you come here, it's like, in a sense, you're alone. You don't have family, you don't have friends when you just came here. And so sometimes you may feel alone. But it's better to be alone. It may be lonely than to beg to be at somebody else's table. Because even when you're alone, eventually, others will come and sit with you who will share similar interests with you. I'm not going to beg to sit at anybody's table if I wasn't invited. If I was valued or appreciated, I would have been invited. So I prefer to just stay alone until I find people that we can mention. So don't be afraid to be alone. It's lonely being alone, but you won't be alone forever. Eventually you'll find your tribe, you'll find your people. You'll find your people. Number 7. It's okay if you haven't gotten everything right. You're human, you make mistakes, and you don't make the right decisions all the time. Forgive yourself, let it go, and give yourself grace. We're not perfect, we make mistakes, and it's alright that you haven't gotten everything right, you haven't made the right decisions. Let it go, give yourself grace, move forward. Giving yourself grace doesn't mean that you should keep excusing yourself every time you do something wrong.
Yeah. About the part of it's alright. Um, about the part of you saying it's alright and like you can make mistakes, right? It's so true because we are not perfect. Like we can make mistakes at everything. But the main thing is how you grow from your mistakes, how you uplift yourself after those things. So let's say you're trying to get something done in life, right? But you don't have the particular skills. You might apply the first time you fail, apply the second or third or fourth time you fail. But the thing is, you're not actually failing always. You're failing, but you are getting something. You're getting a little experience, and with that little experience, time and time and time again, it helps you. It keeps on building up until the point where all those little experiences make up big major breakthrough for you. So yeah, you can make mistakes, right? But mistakes help us grow. And I feel like if you're not making mistakes, it means you're being stagnant.
Or you're not trying.
You're not trying to grow. Because at the end of the day, if you're too satisfied with where you are at, you're not going to try and grow. And failure to expecting to fail. If you fail to expect something higher of yourself, that means you are expecting yourself to fail if you try to grow. So that's why you're trying to minimize yourself and keep yourself in a safe bubble, which is not good. Try and explore higher bounds because that's what we are human, and then God made us to go beyond. So that's what I wanted.
That's a good take. So number 8, comparison is a thief of joy. You want to go before
Yes,
me?
yes. Don't be comparing people. Let's start. So now there are two things. You might compare yourself with other people, but I feel like I don't really compare myself with other people that much because I'm like, at the end of the day, we're two different people running different races. The one thing I want to focus on is when people you like compare you with other people. God, please, you people should calm down. Like, I know, right? I'm not where you want me to be, but that does not mean that's where I'm meant to be. I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to be the best person I can be. So try not to compare me with other people. It's so demoralizing that I give 100% and I'm not even doing well enough. Talk more of when I do 100% and I'm doing well, no well, I'm not doing well enough. And you, someone I expect to be in my corner, is telling me, oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? You could have done better. You could have done this. There is what's this word? Something criticism.
Constructive criticism?
Yes, constructive criticism. It is good to criticize, yes, it helps you grow. But when you do it every time,
Don't beat someone down.
Exactly.
They can give constructive criticism without tearing me down, tearing anyone down.
Exactly. I don't know why. Let me use parents. I don't know why. Let's say I don't get first position. You just come and be like, oh, does that person have two heads? Is he better than you? Is he reading more than you? But at the end of the day, you come and see, what was my grade? A. I got an A. And let's say I passed all my subjects with beautiful, maybe my lowest grade was a B. You're still telling me that, oh, why didn't I come first? Mommy, I got A. Daddy, I got A. Like, he's happy. Like, some people are not getting those grades. You just see their parents saying them, why you know do this and do that. Well, we don't have to be best. We just have to be the best of us. We don't have to be the best for everyone. Just the best of us. That's all we need to be.
I have a lot to say, but let me comment on what Quintyn said first. You just have to you don't have to be the best of the best, but you have to, the aim is not to be the best of the best in the class, the best whatever, but to be the best of yourself, best version of yourself.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Because honestly, like, persons have so much expectations of you, and you know that's why some persons kill themselves and commit suicide. Their parents have expectations, this
So
person,
much
that
pressure.
person, that person, and even we have expectations of ourselves. But I tell myself that I can't meet everyone's expectations, and I don't even want to try to. I don't want to put that pressure on myself to try and meet everyone's expectation. Regarding comparison though, so you know we're getting older, I realize that sometimes I may tend to compare myself to someone, okay, For example, you say, okay, you grew up with this person, that person is doing this, that person is doing that. But then I realized that, oh, we're just humans, so sometimes it tends to happen. But don't compare because each of us are on our own different paths, our own different journeys. And not because someone did this at 20 and you're still here at 23, 25, 20. That doesn't mean that, okay, whatever, whatever.
God's plan for you is not God's plan for them is not your God's plan for you.
Say that a little louder.
God's plan for you is not God's plan for them.
Yeah, so like don't compare. We're on our own different paths. Let me say something over I forgot to. So we're going on to okay, I wanted to say something too about the issue with parents. So what I remember that I was a bright student growing up. When I came to men's school, what? I'm still bright now, but the grades that I'm seeing, they don't look as bright sometimes. So I used to be afraid to like, like persons have high expectations of you, your parents and so. So when I fail, I wouldn't tell my mom. I'd just be afraid to say anything. But then I said to myself that I have to let her know, so she understands that it's not every time. Realistically, it may not be every time that I will do well. Sometimes I may fail. So one time when I failed more than once actually. But one time when I failed, I let her know and she was very understanding because I think that that time I may have been going through some things. I was working, I was going to school, and I spent it for my life. But anyway, it's not all the time that I'll do well. I just wanted them to understand that I'm not perfect. Sometimes I may fail.
And also, I feel like it's not just you because I feel like being smart gets you into med school. It's reading every time that keeps you there. But the thing is, when I was in secondary school, I feel like everyone I've seen so far in med school, right? They were the best of the best in secondary school. When I was in secondary school, I was good. I was good in so many subjects. When I came to med school, my grades, I went I came to this school in primary three. My first test, I didn't really understand what was going on. I got a 70. I was like, okay, I don't understand what's going on. Second block, let's use physiology because physiology was my best subject in pre-med. Block two, block one, I didn't understand what's going on. I also used my small knowledge from what Dr. Adira was saying in class. I got a 70. Block two, I got an 80. Block two, I got an 80. Block three, a 90. I was like, okay, I'm understanding what's happening. Tell me why we entered MD1. The first time I failed like badly was histology. I'm not going to my grade, bro. I remember the joke I told my friend Israel because on Canvas they showed the highest score, the lowest score, and then the class average. I told Israel, oh guy, I failed that test too. Like my grade is not the highest, it's not on class average, but it's on Canvas. We're just laughing because it was low. Oh my god! I was like, why am I showing this grade? Is it my father? My father booked flights, come to this island and kill me, then he'll go back home. So I feel like I did not show anyone that score. I just removed the score from my brain. So I started reading. I started reading like my life depending on it. So after that, I'm like, ah God, I can't do that. So I try to like do my best. And you always like sometimes you will fail, right? You can't be sometimes you feel you can't be doing everything all at once because there are so many different subjects and there are so many different things you need to learn. So sometimes you might miss one or two things, but at the end of the day, everything will be fine. Like I said, this too shall pass. All the bad grades will pass. One day you become a doctor, you'll be saving lives. So yeah.
Yeah. And so we're at number 9. Opportunities don't always present themselves. Sometimes you are the one who has to create the opportunity. Because I remember that, sometimes you won't see a way, but sometimes you have to be the one that will make a way. I remember one time, our medical tuition is expensive. So I went home last December and I knew there was a program going on at West. I know that there's a program at West Jamaica Conference YouTube channel where I know that person struggling with their tuition to go, they could speak about it. But I said, okay, the opportunity didn't come to me, but I said, okay, let me just go and make opportunity. So I reached out to the host and Instagram and I asked her if I could. We started talking about it to see what I could do. So I said, okay. She told me to come on the Saturday and then to speak with the pastor Samuel to see how it would go. Then I left from St. Mary to go all the way down there. I went a good journey, not knowing exactly what will happen. And then I ended up on the program. And I did get some financial help. So sometimes the opportunities will not come to you. Sometimes you won't even see a way, but you have to try and make a way. You can't just sit down and cry. Sometimes I sit down and cry, yes, but don't sit and just cry every day and say life isn't working out. You have to try and help yourself too. Try and make a way when you don't see a way as much as possible.
Yes. So I feel like what you just said is so true. For me personally, I remember when after the war in Ukraine, I found my way to Ireland. I was like, okay, at this point now, my next plan is to become. My only goal was to become a doctor, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to take a break for a year, right? A gap year from everything. But I was still attending classes in Ukraine. But I was like, this is not helping me because this is online, and then you cannot be an online doctor. You kill somebody's child. I remember, like, before we started online classes, I was like, I can't be an online doctor. Let me not even attend classes, right? One of my friends convinced me that, let's start attending classes. I started attending. This boy drops like the second week. He was like, I can't be an online doctor. I was looking at this guy, I was like, bro, I said it, let's not attend this thing. Let's just try and find other schools. He was like, no. He was like, this and that. I was like, bro, okay, now, you guys do you. So, I started looking online for different schools. I started talking with some of my friends that left Ukraine and went back to Nigeria. So I remember one of my friends, Shalom, someone was like, there is this school that she transferred to. It's good. Like I can study medicine there because when I was in Ireland, most people I knew were either transferring to start nursing or doing other things. I was like, no, I started in medicine. I'm finishing that medicine. I can't start something and stop halfway. It's not me. So create the opportunity for myself. I had to find people that were looking for schools so that this is the group of people I'm with, so that I know that okay, if one person sees an opportunity here, me too, I'll be like, okay, yes, let me go and see if I can find my own way there. So that's how I was able to come to the island and everything. So you can't always expect things to present themselves. You have to always look out and they'll come to you. And then
I like that. It's just true. Just like as adults, I don't know, if you sit down, it's like, I don't know, you have to do something. That's all I can put it. Number 10, don't be afraid to ask. The answer is yes or no. Sometimes I'll be afraid that I might want something, or I might need help, or even with searching for scholarships or people to ask for help. When I went there to ask for help, I didn't have to get the help. But it's better to try, and the answer is no, than you don't try at all. Because if you don't try, you'll never know what the answer is.
And you always be saying, what if I had gone? What if I had tried? What if? Too many what ifs, bro. If you don't want to be on that spectrum, try and, like, yes, what she said, right? They can either tell you yes or no. You can either not get it or you can get it. So always try. Maybe you might be lucky. It might be fate will have it, or God is like, okay, yes, I've seen you put the work. Now let me reward you. So always try and help yourself, because at the end of the day, is that the person will tell you, yes, I can help you, or no, unfortunately, I can't help you, and then you go and find something else that will help you. So always try and put something else there.
And if you never try, you'll never know. And number 12 says, discipline determines the outcome of your life. Discipline determines the outcome of your life. You know why I say this? Because in medical school, to me, it's not even about being smart. It's about being disciplined. Like, for example, now I'm preparing for my final NBME and my step 1. I've made a schedule. But if I'm not disciplined, and if I don't stick to the schedule, it's like I keep putting myself back. Or even, for example, with our past MD4 exams that we did, I wasn't disciplined, I didn't use my time wisely. I still did well. But if I had just be disciplined, I would have done a lot better. So discipline is important. Sometimes it's like discipline, in my point of view, is doing something when you don't even feel like doing it. Because to be honest, you guys looking, you might not know what we go through as med students. It's not always easy to take up your book and sit and be reading and studying. Sometimes I have to be begging myself to go and study. I mean, personally, I like to study, but just realistic, sometimes I have to beg myself, say, please, you have to do this. You have to study. Go, like, it's not easy. So, like, we have to develop discipline. Doing this even when I don't feel like it. It's not easy. So, discipline determines the outcome of your life.
Yes, and always never procrastinate, because when you procrastinate once, you're procrastinating nothing forever. Read. See, you tell yourself, okay, I won't read today,
Jesus.
but tomorrow I'll cover up. Don't do that. Though. Read there and then. Because I remember there was a time, I think MD1 for anatomy, I always like to be like stuck inside of the class, so that even if I decide to, okay, let me play, let me be distracted, I'm ahead of the class. As far as I'm ahead of the class, I know I can always be fine. So there was one day, I think, I don't know how, I think Dr. Fana was teaching us that time anatomy. Dr. Fana just caught up. I was like, is it me? You're catching up with me. I know I'm lazy, and that's why I always try to read ahead of the class, so that before the class, which is where I am, I've already read 2 more topics ahead of the class. When I saw Dr. Fana reading the thing I read, teaching the thing I read the night before, that night I went home, I looked and I read like 4 topics twice, and I did some questions on it. So I was like, okay, now I'm satisfied. Let me not procrastinate, because the moment you start procrastinating, that's the moment your downfall is just loading. It's loading slowly, but it's coming.
Because honestly, for me, it's like once you start, it's hard to catch yourself. For example, I say, okay, I want to study today, but if I start it bad, say I start procrastinating, and then I continue, it's so hard to like pull yourself out of it, like on a serious level, though. So 11 says, I actually missed one, so this is our number 12 now. So number 12 says, don't be afraid to let others know when you need help. Because, for example, I reached out to my church back home. It falls under the Northeast Jamaica Conference. So I need help. Our school fee is expensive. So I reached out to them for help. It took a while before I got the help, but I got it. Meaning that if persons don't know that you need help, how will you get help if you don't tell somebody that you need help? It says that closed mouths don't get fed. So if you don't speak up, people don't know that you need help. I mean, when you reach out, you may not get the help, but at least try, speak up. Let the person know that you're in need. If you never speak up, people never know that you need help. So don't be afraid to ask for help. In this life, you have to be humble. You can't be too proud to ask for help, or you will suffer sometimes. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yes, like I remember when I was in Ireland, right? So I did not like asking anyone for anything. I didn't like owing favors to anyone. But when I was in Ireland, because with the visa I had then, I could get a job. But I didn't know how to go about it, right? So I didn't want to ask anyone for help, because where I was staying, it was mostly white people, and I was the only black person there. I was like, oh, at this point, the way it's looking, because of like so much movies I had watched and everything, and how black people are segregated, that's not Ireland. Ireland, Irish people are too nice. They're like how Americans see Canadians. Canadians are nice people. Irish people are nicer. Like, me personally, I was like, in this small town I'm in, I'm the only black person. Let me go to where other black people are. So I had to find a way to go to where my friend was. I moved there. Then he was like, oh, he knows. I was like, oh, guy, I'm trying to find a job so that at least while I'm attending classes online, because Ukraine, the time in Ukraine was like 2 hours ahead of Ireland. So by the time I finished all my classes by 3, it was 1 o'clock in Ireland. So I still had a lot of time during the day, right? So my friend was like, oh, he knows a restaurant I can apply for. And when I applied there, they were like, okay, I can work from 3 p.m. to 9 o'clock, 9 p.m., right? So I was able to work from 3 to 9, and at the back I could be reading or listening to like some audiobooks for my classes. Then I wake up at 5 a.m. My first class was by 6. I'll be in class from 6 till let's say 1 o'clock. I mean, I had like 4 classes, so it wasn't really stressful. So main thing is ask for help, because if I had not asked for help, my friend would not have been able to say, okay, he has a place where I can work and all these things. Yeah, always ask for help.
Yeah, so we're at number, we just completed number 12, but this will be part 1. So we'll see you guys in part 2. So stay tuned.
Yes, and goodbye, because Quintyn is tired.